Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's time for Opposition Uncovered, where I will be previewing West Ham United's home game against Chelsea on July the 1st, this Wednesday. I'm recording this on the Monday, and I should hope to have it up by Tuesday or at the very latest Wednesday morning. It's going to be Canada Day as well on July the 1st, and Canada turns 153 years old, so I might be out all day for that, weather depending. So I may or may not have a chance to watch the game. However, I will do my best. I will be doing a post-game report on that. It might be a day or two late though, just because of what's going on over here. However, like I've said before, I do try my best to get my videos uploaded as quick as I can. So that's just a little heads up before I start with the preview. Chelsea this season have been pretty strong, not at least because of Frank Lampard's own philosophy and ideas and how he's implemented them on this Chelsea side. Using young players has been a very big plus. He's used youth players such as Mason Mount and Tammy Abraham, both of whom had a lot of experience in the Championship, managed to find their feet and are now excelling at Premier League level. They had a really good start to the 2019-20 season, and it seems as though Frank is using more young players. Billy Gilmore's now coming into the team, and he's looking impressive. There's a lot of rave reviews about him. The other thing about Chelsea that is really good is the fact that they've managed to attract some big name players to their club and sign them. And the two players that they've signed are Timo Werner from RB Leipzig and Hakim Ziyech from Ajax. Now, Arsenal fans wanted to sign Ziyech for Arsenal quite a few seasons ago, and Werner rejected Liverpool to come to Chelsea. Werner is actually now RB Leipzig's all-time top scorer. In his last ever game, he managed to hold that record and break that. He's joining on July the 1st, as is Ziyech. Whether they're going to be selected or not, I'm not 100% sure. I would say it's unlikely. However, they are going to be big threats for Chelsea going forward, especially next season. I think Chelsea are going to be a really tough team to beat because they're going to have the complete attack. Willian's leaving, they've replaced him properly. And they are doing so with a lot younger players. So yeah, next season, Liverpool and Man City, better be careful. Chelsea will give those two clubs a run for their money. Frank Lampard's own philosophy is complete opposite to anything Jose Mourinho had at Chelsea, because Lampard likes to use the younger players and develop from within. Unlike Mourinho and Abramovich, who spent lots of money on other players, some of whom flopped, and Mourinho overlooking a lot of the reserve team. Because whilst Mourinho was at Chelsea, he did overlook players such as Mohamed Salah and Kevin De Bruyne, and even Romelu Lukaku. Look what they've all done since they left Chelsea. Two have become Premier League winners and are considered some of the best players in the world. And Lukaku's gone on to play for Everton, where he was a frequent goal scorer, played at Manchester United, and is now at Inter Milan. So moving on away from Mourinho and having somebody else come in to implement their own ideology was something that worked to Chelsea's benefit. The last time West Ham played Chelsea, it was a very big day for West Ham goalkeeper David Martin, because he was following in his father Alvin's footsteps. Alvin Martin played for West Ham and is considered a club legend, and now his son David was playing in goal and making his Hammers debut against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. Fantastic debut for David Martin, 33 years old, first ever Premier League game, kept a clean sheet, and West Ham won the game 1-0. Aaron Cresswell curled in an effort from inside the box, and that gave West Ham all 3 points. After the game, Alvin and David consulted each other in the crowd, and David hugged his dad. That was a very proud father, and I was just so happy for them both. The first player that I think is going to be a big threat for West Ham is American star Christian Pulisic. Everyone in the United States has raved about this guy. He's still very young, he's only 22 years old. But he has 8 goals in 17 games so far this season, including scoring in back-to-back games since Project Restart. Frank Lampard, his own manager, says that Pulisic has comparisons to Mohamed Salah and Raheem Sterling, both of whom are Premier League champions. And I think Pulisic has one thing in common with those two players, is his pace and, well, another thing as well, his technical skills. USA has struggled to find a real consistent and strong world-class player. They've had players like Landon Donovan and Brian McBride and Clint Dempsey, but Pulisic, I think, could be the new face of US soccer, as they call it. And he's showing why with Chelsea. The next player is the Brazilian winger Willian, who is one of Chelsea's longest-serving players. Unfortunately, he is going to be leaving the club at the end of the season, but he's still contributing nonetheless. He's still contracted to them. He's won a fair bit of silverware with Chelsea, actually, and he is considered to be one of their best players within the last decade. In 2019, he was named into the Chelsea fans' Team of the Decade. William has won the Premier League twice, and he also won the Copa America with Brazil last year. He is also a very agile player who mainly plays on the right. He's good at getting past defenders and making crosses. He's also started to establish himself as a set-piece taker. The third player is one who has been dropped quite a bit, but he's only started to get his name back in the first team. And that's Kepa Arrizabalaga, the 26-year-old Spanish goalkeeper. He signed for Chelsea in 2018 from Atletico Madrid for a world record fee for a goalkeeper of 71.6 million. Had a really good debut season. His form dipped a little bit this season, but he started to get it back. He's good on his feet, has good awareness. There's possibly this belief that Kepa could become the new number one for the Spain national team. David De Gea is 30 now. So Kepa could step up to the mark and replace De Gea. West Ham and Chelsea have quite a long connection. Loads of players have played for either or. But the one that I decided to choose was Joe Cole. A West Ham Academy graduate, Cole played as a midfielder for West Ham from 1998 to 2003. He moved to Chelsea in 2003 following West Ham's relegation from the Premier League and spent an incredible 7 years at Stamford Bridge. And he won loads of silverware. He won the Premier League 3 times and won the FA Cup twice, and also played alongside former West Ham Academy player Frank Lampard, who is now managing Chelsea. In 2010, Cole left Chelsea to join Liverpool. It didn't really work out for him up north, and he went on loan to Lille in the French top division for 1 season. After that, he rejoined West Ham in 2013 and spent 1 more season playing in the East End. Then he moved down to the lower leagues playing for Aston Villa and Coventry City. After he'd finished with Coventry, he moved to America to play for the Tampa Bay Rowdies, became the assistant manager there once his playing days were over. He's now back at Chelsea working as an academy coach. As for the score prediction, I'm going to say draw, but West Ham will need to do a lot of hard work to get that draw. The reason I say draw is because West Ham generally have a good record against Chelsea in terms of picking up points, be it either a win or a draw. Chelsea's season so far has been pretty strong, and they have a very good team. How our defence will cope with players like Pulisic and Willian, that remains to be seen. What West Ham need to do is just keep things tight in their end and do things in the right way on their own accord, in order to break down Chelsea. And that won't be easy to do. Thank you for watching this episode of Opposition Uncovered. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content. I will be back to do the aftermath of the game, either on the Wednesday or the Thursday. Can't wait for the game on Wednesday. Thank you very much for tuning in to this channel and watching this video. Come on, you Irons.